Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Brainworms. We got a real doozy today.
I can't stand another man touching me!
Oh boy.
You're making it worse!
Yeah, this one's gonna require a little bit of the blood of Christ.
So I got fired from Starbucks today, and the reason is kind of iconic.
We're also going to talk about this they/them on TikTok who goes by Nicole Montego, who got fired from Starbucks for stealing, which is iconic and enough to go viral on TikTok, apparently. But let's start with this woman out of Seattle who apparently, according to the title of this video, pepper sprayed someone else's dogs in their yard. Now, there is a lot of divisive shit happening in this world at any given time, but there is one thing that the world can oftentimes unanimously agree on, and that is people that are cruel to animals can get absolutely f***ed. Let's see what the fuss is about. Here she is walking along the sidewalk. Oh, spraying something at the dogs that weren't even in their own yard. That weren't even doing anything? Unbelievable. One more time. She's walking. Oh, the dog. Maybe little dogs like to bark. They have other dogs there. She's walking two dogs that seem pretty calm, tacit. And she's just waiting for those dogs to get close to spray him with something. This is followed up by the owners going to confront her after seeing this on their cameras, it sounds like.
¿Qué le echaste a la perra? I don't know who you guys are. What are you talking about?
Now, I hate to be a corporate weasel and leave you on a cliffhanger here as I send it to commercial, but it is, it is time to talk about today's video sponsor, so I'll see you in a few. Badass champions, tough bosses, millions of players, and years of content through regular updates. That's a big fat check mark to all of those. Of course, I'm talking about Raid Shadow Legends, who've been supporting YouTubers since before it was cool. Just peep this clip of me from 2019. Raid Shadow Legends is a free-to-play mobile RPG phenomenon with over 10 million players worldwide. Practically no white hairs in my beard. God, I miss the good old days. I even made better jokes back then. Because not only is he strong, but handsome and sweats bacon grease. Delicious. Classically on Lush panned audio punchline. So as much as Raid's omnipresence on YouTube has been memed over the years, it's enabled YouTubers that you love to level up and continue improving, which is exactly what Raid's been doing this whole time as well. This month, they just released the Iron Twins Fortress, which is a brutal dungeon that upon completion unlocks the ability to awaken your champions with a powerful blessing that transforms how they perform in battle. Additionally, Raid just released a legendary version of the community's favorite champion, Death Knight. He is a beautiful specimen to behold, powerful, poised, sexy. And the best part is, anyone can get him for free just by logging in and playing Raid for 7 days between now and October 27th. That's a no-brainer. It's a great time to get started, and if you use the promo code DKRises, you get a ton of free items, and it instantly levels and 5 stars your new strongest champion. If you haven't played Raid yet, you can click my link in the description or scan this QR code here on screen to get $30 worth of unique bonuses. We're talking a free epic champion, Rector Drath, 200k silver, an energy refill, XP boost, and an ancient shard so you can start summoning champs as soon as you get in the game. All this treasure will be waiting for you right here. I look forward to seeing you in the game. Appreciate you. All right, so the owners of the dogs that were in their own yard sees this woman walk by and spray him with this random shit. They don't know what it is, so they go confront her on the street. Let's see.
¿Qué le echaste a la perra?
Let's see what she has to say.
What are you talking about?
They have a
Spray. Camera.
Yeah, I sprayed water
Okay.
at the dogs for
But
barking
what-
at mine.
Why?
Yeah, because they were barking at mine, and I just had surgery.
My dog.
So she claims that she sprayed water on their dogs in their own yard because it was agitating her own dogs or something, even though in the video, when you watch it, her dogs are literally just walking completely normal and calm without even breaking stride. She's just waiting for those dogs to come over and spray them. Her dogs aren't even bothered a bit.
Why?
Yeah, because they were barking at mine, and I just had surgery.
My dog is on my property.
Yeah, they were
My
barking at
property.
me.
Oh, see, what you don't understand is I just had surgery on my lap band, and what was happening is your dogs were barking and my dogs didn't even notice. And I was fine. I'm actually out here exercising against my doctor's orders, so I thought it would make sense to just spray your dogs in the face for barking at my dogs, even though I had surgery. So you have to understand that. Bitch, shut the fuck. What is she talking about?
In the street.
That's okay. They were interrupting my walk on public property, so I sprayed water at them.
Why?
They were interrupting my walk on public property? You gotta miss me with that shit, lady. What are you talking about?
Because they were barking and agitating my dog. Water is harmless.
Were they? Were they agitating your dogs? Let's run it back with the instant replay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, your dogs were so agitated. Couldn't even believe it. They didn't give a single shit. What are you talking about? What is...
Because they were barking and agitating my dog. Water is harmless.
No, you
I don't care if that is holy water from the Pope's chambers. You don't walk on the sidewalk in front of my house and spray it on my dogs that are on my property in my yard, you stupid idiot.
say you should
I want to
water.
spray water wherever.
Well, it's what you say.
Oh my
We don't
God!
know
Look,
what
she-
you-
look at this! Look at
What
this!
you say.
Look at this
I
smug
want to spray
rat.
water wherever.
Well, it's
I
what you
spray
say.
water wherever
We
I
don't know what
want.
you...
The crazy thing about this video is I don't know a single thing about this woman other than this tiny little piece of content, this little blip of time that I'm seeing her life and the whole context of her life. And normally I like to get more context before I make a judgment on someone. But this is one of those rare cases that even a very short clip provides us with all we need to know to make a very safe assumption that this woman absolutely sucks at life. I just had surgery, she says, while bending down multiple times, unnecessarily with ease, to spray the dogs. Let me tell you, dog lovers in the replies to this video are less than pleased. I tried to look further to see if there's any confirmation that it was pepper spray, as the title of the video says. I can't find anything. I'm just gonna assume it's water based on what she said. And it's titled that way to generate more clicks. Either way, it doesn't excuse her behavior. That woman clearly has a ripping case of brainworms. I spray water wherever I want, on whoever I want. Oh, hold on, I just saw this comment. Check this out on YouTube. I know this woman, she was roommates with my girlfriend from this exact neighborhood. She ran my girlfriend, who was the one leasing the place, out. The kicker is that this lady never paid a dime of rent. She would come home with expensive skiing equipment that her daddy would pay for and claim she couldn't pay rent because she didn't have a job. On brand for Seattle, quite frankly. All right, buckle up for this one. It's gonna get a little wacky.
I can't calm down. I can't be fucking touched.
I didn't touch you,
I
man.
was sprayed not that long ago and I can't stand another man touching me.
Well, no one did that.
All right, so this was a post from a guy named Tosaka. Okay, that's, you gotta love, okay. It says, this shit really happened to me because I asked a woman if she somehow didn't see the line of people she just cut at the register. We come in right during the heat of the moment, as always, and this woman is having a severe meltdown. Let's continue a little further.
Is this a prank?
Is this a prank?
And he won't go away. He
You're
needs to
in-
go away. He's the fucking problem.
I need to leave. I still got. Okay. She threw some of my stuff. Hell.
I will say the Walmart employees are remaining calm. The woman that's next to the lady screaming seems to be trying to be empathetic, and they're kind of keeping it. This guy's probably just a little dumbfounded because this woman just, I don't know exactly what happened before this. We might get a little context in a second here after we finish this video, but this woman is clearly unfit to be in public right now. She said at the beginning that she had just been raped, right? Which doesn't excuse terrible behavior, but it puts a little different spin on it. You have to look at it through a different lens. She's clearly having some sort of PTSD, mental break. I don't know what it is, but this guy seems a little perplexed at how this is transpiring, clearly.
Hell if I know. I'm so sorry.
He's like apologetic.
You're not sorry.
She wasn't sorry when she cut in line and then
You!
screamed
I didn't see you.
to make it. Well, I just asked her if she saw anyone in
Just
line.
fucking leave. Just go.
That's an
Leave.
adult.
You're making it loud.
Oh my.
I'm just
Ah, yikes, dude. Little more of the blood of Christ.
talking.
Whoa. That was a bloody murder scream. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't calm down. I can't be fucking touched.
Now, over the years, we've seen a lot of crazy things on Brainworms, but I do try to be empathetic in situations that I think necessitate it. Now, two things going on here. I have no idea what the trauma from a sexual assault possibly feels like, and assuming this woman isn't lying, I want to leave that one alone. B, she's clearly not in an okay mental state. There's been things we've watched in the past where it's not like just a Karen being a bitch. It's like someone who needs some sort of help, or I don't know, like the dude probably shouldn't have recorded it, but I can imagine where he might have been caught so off guard by how she reacted to what might have been like a normal interaction in his mind at the register that he just felt like he needed to, because as a guy these days, you feel like maybe you have to defend yourself in this type of scenario. Now, the responses to this in the reply thread are a little bit mixed. Some people are not buying it. There's definitely a lot of people that are lacking in empathy for anything that she says, and I'm not trying to excuse the behavior. Clearly this is unacceptable, but someone linked this classic, which you guys know I did a video on this many months ago. He says no, because why do they act like this? I'm assuming he means white women. It seems white women really have a bad rap, and these videos are certainly not doing anything to help their cause. Honestly. Here's a relatively balanced take. He says, I don't know, man, I get the frustration, but if a woman did this and said she's being triggered due to a previous rape, just walk away. You're not going to die if you walk away, and to not post it on the internet for likes or validation, because we absolutely don't care about you like that. Of course, since Twitter is the worst place on earth, someone had to search through the old tweets of the poster of this and pulled a 10-year-old tweet that says, I'm really just a fat black woman with a lot of soul trapped in this malnourished white boy body, and then says, this you, by the way, as if that's some sort of like oh, I just pulled up a 10-year-old tweet that's like not mildly offensive at best. I don't even know. Like, that's like, congratulations, bro. You really owned it. It has nothing to do even with the fucking video. Like, people on Twitter are so fucking dumb. Now this dude replies because he feels like he needs to defend himself a little further. He says, here's a local Facebook thread with the person in the video still falsely claiming that I assaulted her. Luckily, a local employee explains that what happened before I started recording, so nobody has to bother with whether or not they believe my side of the story or not. She says, what you don't see in the video is him physically assaulting me. Please take this down. Then an employee at the store says, you're a damn lie. I watched the security footage and was there. You pushed ahead of him and many others in line while stating, my life is busier than yours. Then you shoved your cart into his back and threw canned goods at the man. Never did he touch you. Just a wild situation all around. Now, I told you I didn't really want to take the piss for obvious reasons, so I'm just going to cop out like Philip DeFranco and offer this one up to you guys. What do you think about the video we just watched? For what it's worth, Walmart does offer home delivery, which she might want to consider if standing in a checkout line is going to trigger PTSD. Let's hear the story from Nicole about how they got fired from Starbucks.
So I got fired from Starbucks today, and the reason is kind of iconic.
So iconic.
So I am starting a new job tomorrow, and I couldn't give a notice until yesterday.
Okay.
And my manager was like, you know, you can never work at Starbucks again.
Starting a job tomorrow, couldn't give a notice till yesterday. So you didn't know you had the job until yesterday, and they wanted you to start in 2 days? That's pretty aggressive. I don't think we're going to learn what the new job is, but sounds like he gave less than the standard 2 weeks notice at Starbucks, and they're like, oh, you can never work here again. Not a big deal if you weren't planning on going back, I guess.
Because you're not working an extra 2 weeks.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, and what? It's Starbucks. I didn't work here that long anyway. So I was like, all right, well, shit, if I can never work at Starbucks again.
Already kind of like nose to the sky, like, oh, it's just Starbucks. I don't care. I'm moving up in the world type of beat, right? Just no appreciation or respect for the fact that it was a job. You know how it is. The second something better comes around, fuck everybody else.
So I was like, all right, well, shit, if I can never work at Starbucks again, I'm gonna give out a bunch of free shit. So I did.
Okay.
And that's the reason. But what I said is hilarious. So this document is Roman's notice of separation for theft and misuse of the discount button.
So he's now reading his termination letter. So instead of finishing his 2 more days, he got terminated because he apparently just started giving everything away for free, which I understand why, like, that's like kind of sexy for the young crowd. They're like, oh, you go sis, you know what I'm saying? Just fuck the corporation, fuck Starbucks, give it away for free, steal from them. Let's see what else he says.
How am I stealing? Like, if it was stealing, the inventory would be missing and you wouldn't know where it went. But because I was putting it in the register and accounting it for it, making it accounted for, because that's somebody else's job and I don't want to fuck them up, that's not stealing. That's me giving a discount.
I mean, if you're abusing the discount button and discounting it 100% and giving it away for free, even though it's accounted for in the system, that's still technically stealing. It's stealing while leaving a trace of you stealing. Like, you would have been better off just giving away sandwiches and not ringing it in. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not stealing, bitch. I discounted it 100%. Call that the old 5-figure discount when I was growing up.
Also, why have the discount button in the first place if you don't want people giving out discounts? I asked her and she was like, I don't know. We shouldn't have that button. Then turn it off. Then take it away. I don't get it.
he does make a valid point. There is no way that any employee should be able to use a 100% discount button. I worked at several corporate restaurants during my tenure in the restaurant industry, and almost all of them required some sort of management code or card swipe to be able to discount anything at all. So this idea that any Starbucks employee can just ring up somebody's sandwich and hit a discount for 100% is fucking insane to me, at least. I don't know what type of ship they're running over there, but...
So on September 22nd, Roman gave the store manager 1 day's notice due to a competing job. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It was 2 days. And then the 2 days after that, I wasn't even working. So technically it's 4 days. So the shifts, you wouldn't have had to get covered for 4 days. You would have had time to figure it out. So pipe the fuck down. Upon this being one of Roman's last shifts, Roman was caught by a supervisor giving out 100% discounts to 12 customers.
Yes, queen. Robin Hood, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. We love to see it, right? That's like classic TikTok comments. Love this shit. It wasn't stealing, dude. He didn't steal. He was just discounting it for 100%.
Totaling over $90 in theft. Oh my God, you guys. How is Starbucks going to recover from this? Like... that is crazy.
So this is a mindset that seems pretty popular these days that I fucking hate. And this is not a defense of Starbucks or corporations or whatever, but it's this idea that if somebody has an abundance of something, it's okay if you just steal a couple or destroy a couple, or it doesn't matter. It's not gonna hurt them, so I can just do it. It's fine. It's morally okay because they have a lot of it. Oh, that person's rich. I'll just steal $2,000 in cash out of their wallet while I'm babysitting, right? You know, no big deal. They won't even notice. Oh, Target, Walmart, billion-dollar companies. I'll just steal whatever I can while I'm in there or just loot something. It doesn't matter. It's not even gonna affect them. It's probably good for... you know what I'm saying? Fuck capitalism. It was just a little bit of crack that I smoked. Not that much, just a tiny bit. So what does it even matter? Listen, you either have morals or you don't. It has nothing to do with how badly it's going to hurt someone. You either have principles or you do not have principles. And a lot of people just clearly do not have any principles. And fuck you guys, because I can hear you now chirping in the comments. I'm fully aware this makes me sound boomer, all right? But it's just how I feel. That being said, there were plenty of times in the restaurant when I would have friends come in or whatever, and you give them some shit and you don't ring it in, right? So I'm just as guilty sometimes, but now that I'm old, I'm like fucking Scrooge. So it's like now you have to have morals and principles. But if you're young, I guess you can be a piece of shit for a while, but by the time you're in your 30s, you gotta wisen up a bit.
When asked about the discounts, Roman stated it was no big deal and it was his last day anyway.
That's
so aloof. It is my last day anyway, like, and I don't want to work here ever again, and you already said that I can never work here again, so I'm gonna go out with a bang, period. Like, what?
Listen, Nicole, you do you. I'm totally cool with it. It was a decent story. Like, the storytelling bit was pretty good, but when you go viral on TikTok for gloating about stealing from your former employer, it would just be weird if your new employer saw that, right? That would make for an awkward conversation. It's like, hey, we got word that you went viral on TikTok for kind of gloating about stealing from Starbucks right before you started to work for us. I don't know what his new job is, but it's just not the best idea, I think, if you're trying to kind of build credibility as someone who's employable and might be a good employee. But honestly, maybe that's the fucking point these days. Because if you make a couple more of these, you go viral a couple more times, maybe you can have an online career as an influencer or something. And it doesn't even matter. I don't know how the job market works anymore, to be fair. We live in a world now where it's all about who can garner the most attention from everybody on their phones. Then once you have that attention, you monetize it with ads. Example fucking A, you guys just saw in this video right here. So what do you guys think about Nicole here? Brainworms or just an epic send-off, an epic FU on the way out the door from the greedy corporate Starbucks overlords? That one's up for debate, but what's not up for debate is that wretched rat that sprayed those dogs that were on their own fucking property and made up these sorry excuses when confronted by the owners. That woman totally sucks and gets a little taste of the Brainworms bat. Yeah! Thank you guys so much for being here, for commenting, for subscribing, for being part of whatever Brainworms is. And most importantly, thank you for always hip thrusting that motherfucking like button. You know I appreciate you to death, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, keep a condom on your tongue in case we accidentally kiss in public.